What's up, everybody? Buggity and Newgate. Welcome back to Geek and Roundup, and I am joined by Lightskin Daywalker. Welcome back, everybody. As you guys have probably known, we talked about this before. I think it was like what earlier in the month, maybe last month, about the Warner Brothers bid.
Yeah, earlier in the month, or last month we spoke about it a couple times.
So this week is the final week for everybody to put their bids in. As far I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday at like Eastern time noon. This article's from yesterday from Variety. Warner Bros. Discovery is about to dive into the nitty gritty work of deciding whether to sell itself in whole or in part, and I don't think they even mentioned that either. The media conglomerate. I know that. I know that group. Uh,
Conglomeration.
yeah. Home to Warner Brothers, HBO, HBO Max, CNN, TBS, HGTV, and more is now evaluating multiple acquisition offers. First round bids, which were due Thursday, November 20th, yesterday. We're expected to be submitted by Paramount, Skydance, Comcast, and Netflix. A source with knowledge of the situation said that these three entities did some submit non-bidding preliminary offers by noon Eastern ET deadline, Eastern Standard Time. I'm guessing. It's
Yeah,
unclear if there were other expressions of interest. Multiple sources noted that the bidding process required participants to sign non-disclosure agreements, as is not commonplace. Paramount, Skydance, Netflix, and Comcast declined to comment, as did Warner Bros. Discovery. Last month, Warner Bros. Discovery announced that it had received inbound M&A interest from multiple parties and kicked off a process to review offers. Warner Bros. Discovery board wants to review the initial offers before Thanksgiving. Wow, that's really close. With the
yeah, it's
goal of
next week.
deciding, with the goal deciding of the way forward before the end of 2025. David Ellison, fresh off closing the deal, forming Paramount Skydance in August, which was like kind of a big thing when it happened as well,
Yeah,
is known to have submitted bids for Warner Bros. Discovery in its entirety. In October, the Warner Bros. Discovery board rejected his 23.50 $23.50,
sorry.
bless you, share offer of 80% cash and 20% stock, which also proposed making David Zaslav co-chairman and co-CEO of the merged company. Paramount Skydance bid this week, fully backed by Ellison family, i.e., wealthy tech mogul Larry Ellison, along with Redbird Capital, was expected to be roughly in line with Ellison's previous $23.50 share offer. The Wall Street Journal reported on Wednesday. Warner Bros. Said it will consider proposals in which the Warner Bros. Business, HBO Max Studios, is sold separately from Discovery Global, the TV-centric company that aligns with Warner Brothers. Discovery's already underway plan to split into two companies by April 2026, with Zaslav set to become CEO of Warner Bros. And current CFO Gunnar Winfields to become chief exec of Discovery Global. Netflix and Comcast, which is splitting NBC Universal in two with the spinoff of the really I didn't know that NBC Universal in two with the spinoff of the Versant cable focused company by year end, have been looking to acquire the Warner Brothers streaming and studio operations. They aren't interested in Warner Brothers Discovery's cable TV business, which is interesting.
Yeah,
Um, This is talking about Paramount. Netflix is looking to get its hand on Warner Bros. Extensive production capabilities and deep film and TV library, which was something we talked about, which regarding the One Piece live action and stuff like
yeah,
that.
a lot of other things.
Yes.
Yep.
Let me see. But the prospect of the number one premium streamer has also requiring HBO Max has triggered antitrust alarms among some politicos. Meanwhile, sources said Netflix has reassured Warner Bros. Discovery that it would honor the latter's theatrical distribution deals to keep Warner Brothers films in cinema in the event its bid is successful. Ew. All right, so pretty much they're gonna be not discovering, but like looking at all these offers from all these different studios. And
Yeah,
me and Ty talked about this with the live action, and I think with you as well when we discussed
yeah,
Zolo and all those casting. Netflix, like I just said in the article, they just want the studios and the production for themselves. And it
yeah.
said here that I think NBC or Comcast isn't interested in the TV, the cable TV side of it.
They
And
want the movies.
yeah, the library, that's pretty much what they want.
Yeah,
And this is also kind of a trickle effect too, because this is something we talked about as far as like wrestling and like all these other shows. That like, what's going to be the outcome of that? If
Yeah,
if, if Netflix buys Warner Bros, are we going to have AEW still on Max? We're going to be on Netflix now, competing with Raw.
I don't know, but I do know this. They Tony Khan has mentioned
Hmm.
that AEW is allowed to right now and has been looking for any possible partners if this sell goes through.
Yeah, which is understandable.
Yeah, they're allowing them, hey, look, if this goes through, and they're allowing them to like listen to where they could go. So,
And
but as right now,
they they
they're
they
right
did
there.
also mention, I think it was Ellison from Paramount who's bidding for Warner Bros. He did say that if they do end up acquiring Warner Bros., that Gunn is going to stay as the
The
head
head
of
of
DC.
DC.
So that's kind of like the good thing about it. But
That's a sigh of a relief there.
yeah, and then but this is also another thing too, because this is part of it as well. The Snyderverse possibly coming back with this sale. The Saudis, him and Snyder and the Saudis are like really close, and
Yeah.
he's been teasing photos of
Oh,
his Justice League for like the longest.
yeah.
And
I think just yesterday, I think I shared a Deathstroke, black and
yep,
white.
yep. Look, the one thing I'm gonna say about this is if it happens and we somehow get Ben Affleck back as Batman to do that Batman movie with Slade Wilson, I'm all for it.
I'm in.
I'm
I'm
all
in.
for it. And who's to
Take my
say you
money.
who's to say you can't have multiple universes going on, because this is basically what they're doing. They're having Elseworld stuff, but
Yeah. And the
I
fact
I, I
that
don't know.
Gunn and Snyder are friends,
Yeah, exactly.
good friends. They're like, yeah, you can have your Snyderverse.
You could play your little action figures over there on the side.
Yeah, you're good.
And that's the thing too, like that's one of those things we talked about so much, like the potential the Snyderverse had if the Warner Bros.
Joss Whedon.
Executives. No, not just Josh Whedon. The Warner Bros. Execs didn't try to rush everything all at once.
Yeah, they were trying to
Eh,
catch up to Marvel. They were playing the Marvel game and failed,
Exactly.
and caused a ripple effect by doing so because they help oversaturate the superhero market in
Yep.
films.
Yep.
And this is where it starts the beginning of superhero fatigue.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm curious, in the article, they did say whether they were going to sell parts of Warner Bros. Off or the whole entities. So that's one of those things I'm just kind of up in the air about as far as like what content's going to go
That
where.
part, that part, that part thing is intriguing because, as we know, DC is owned by Warner Brothers.
Yep.
What if Disney decides to go, hey, DC's for
Crazy.
sale? Just buy DC outright.
They could, but I wouldn't want that.
No, neither would I.
I, mm, I I'm gonna say it here now. Disney's got a little bit too much power right now, if I'm being honest.
The House of
And it,
Mouse
and and
definitely
it,
has
and,
way too much
and
power.
it's kind of good. They're taking a hit this year as far as box office returns. So
Yeah.
also the other stuff with Oscar Isaac calling them fascism and all this stuff. It's like,
I don't
and
think
it's
we're
funny
getting
because
Moon Knight back.
no, and it's funny because I talked about this with one of my friends. Like, you know, when I was younger, who would have thought, Disney would be the way it is now? I'm like, yeah, I didn't think about that either. But look, like, so many things that they've done. So many people are complaining about what they did with the girl from Moana, the live action one. First of all,
Mhm.
why the fuck do we need a live action Moana? Why?
We just
That
had
movie
an animated one.
exactly, like they just all right, let's pick one of our Disney classics and live action.
Yeah.
Live action.
Look what Snow White did.
And the,
You know, they haven't done still Cinderella. They haven't done Sleeping Beauty. I want to
also
see them do Bambi. Let's see Bambi. That would be more interesting to me.
a live action Bambi. That's crazy.
I think they did a live action Dumbo. They did years ago do a live action Dumbo. Years ago.
Yeah, yeah. It was all right. I think it was Tim Burton that directed it too, if I remember that.
I think so. So them remaking their animated classics into live action. I mean, animated, not the ones that they've
Yeah, yeah.
done with Pixar's help. You know what I'm saying?
And
The-
I'll give you a prime example of a person that did a live action, like a faithful live action adaptation of their animated projects, and it was How to Train Your Dragon. It was
I
verbatim
heard
the
that's what I heard.
same exact
Same
movie
exact movie.
with
Yep,
just like
that's what I heard.
a little bit of things here and there. It's the exact same movie. No trying to change this about a character or this about the story of this character. It's just I don't know. But going
Like it
back
was
to
the same
the
script. It was like the same script and everything, from what I
yeah, like
understand.
I literally watched the movie right after the live action. I'm like, okay, this is exactly the same. But anyways, I think if I'm being honest, if I had to pick one studio to claim Warner Brothers as one of their own, Universal.
I want Netflix.
Now, me as a One Piece fan, I would want Netflix to have it just so we could get the production up on the One Piece live action show. But hey, we won't know until next week. And we probably will do a live when it's announced, just to talk about it, or like the deals and like the aspects of like
Yeah.
what's
Once,
sold
yeah.
off.
Well, remember, you read from what I remember what you read. This is round one. This
Yeah,
is the
round one.
opening round.
Yeah, yeah,
So we got to see who makes it to round two, if there's a round two.
yeah.
So I would probably say after Thanksgiving, probably that Monday after Thanksgiving, we'll actually hear something.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
I just thought about this right now too. The whole library. How's that? How they gonna structure that?
The Warner Brothers library is massive,
Yeah, and
massive.
it goes on since like what, 60s or something,
Warner,
even probably before
Warner
that.
Brothers is one of the original, I believe, one of the original studios.
That's crazy. That And you know what's funny? I think this is the fact that they're so much in debt. It's probably the fact that them overspending on projects that don't have the funds that come back and make it seem like, oh, this is worth it.
Or making projects that they decided to shelve, like the Looney Tunes,
Which is actually
Batgirl.
coming out next year, which is crazy. And I'm glad you brought up the Batgirl one because I saw an article where Brendan Fraser was talking about it. He was saying like,
He was Firefly. Yep.
yeah, yeah, but he was talking about like, there's no superheroes for girls out there right now because what's one female superhero you could think of right now as far as recently?
Captain Marvel,
But I don't know those
Wonder
movies.
Woman.
Me personally, the Marvel movies, I wasn't a huge fan of them.
Regardless of your feelings
No,
of them,
I know, but
they're there. They're there.
I'm trying to think of other
I'm waiting
because
for Red Sonja
it
whenever
it
that decides to come out.
it is a weird time now where we have strong female protagonists. Where we had one in Prey with I'm forgetting her name. We had one in Fallout with Lucy. There's a show I'm watching right now that has a female lead in it. I just
Last
don't
of
remember
Us
the
with
name right
Ellie.
now. Thank you. The last, but that's like a co-lead though. But yeah, it's still the same
Totally,
thing.
but same thing. She's a lead. You know,
Uh,
it's look at Alien Earth with Wendy.
yeah, true, 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 true.
You know, it's I'm good. I have no problem with that.
No,
You know, uh,
weren't they
there's
talking
should
about
there
a
be
red?
more?
Weren't they talking about a Red Sonja movie?
It's supposed to be in production. It's been in production. I don't know. It's one of those movies that I've been dying to see be remade.
Mm,
You know, I don't know if you ever saw the original with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Brigitte Nielsen.
I don't remember. See, the thing is, if old movies, I don't remember how long it's been since I've watched them. So that's the other thing too. Um, but moving on, we'll get more into detail of the Warner Brothers sale, or
Yeah, once more
next week.
information comes to
Yeah.
light.
Now, this is very important because I was not expecting this news to drop about Sadie Sink being casted in Secret Wars. So the cast of Secret Wars,
Reports.
Avengers: Secret Wars, has grown once more. Once more. This time with Sadie Sink boarding the ensemble. Her addition comes after she already joined Spider-Man Brand New Day's cast in a top secret role, which is they're doing a good job of keeping that under wraps. If I'm being honest,
Well, I heard there's a rumor that she's playing Madeline Pryor.
that or Mayday or who's this other character that I'm seeing
The
right here?
Felicia Hardy,
I'll
Black Cat.
I'll just read through the article. This is from Screen Rant. Speculation about her character's identity has surrounded the movie ever since the Stranger Things star took the part. Yeah, this was like a big thing when it came out. With word that she'll now be part of Secret Wars to some degree, there's a stronger likelihood that Sync's character in Brand New Day is a big deal. If she was a smaller comics character, we wouldn't have a large role to play in the future. This is true. It would be surprising for her to have any role of note in the culmination of the multiverse saga. So while there have been plenty of theories about Sync's MCU character, her return in Secret Wars may narrow the list down. The news really supports one of two options, as both would have huge connections to the multiverse story and give the Rising Star a role to play beyond. Sadie Sink playing Jean Grey or Mayday Parker would explain Avengers Secret Wars return. The two biggest roles that Sink has linked to either through rumors or speculations to joining the MCU has been Jean Grey and Mayday Parker. The former is a mainstay of the X-Men, while the latter is Peter Parker's daughter, with theories specifically pointing to her possibly being the daughter of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. And I'm gonna jump into that real quick when I'm done with this article.
Yeah,
While the actress's red hair is particularly behind the persistent theories of Jean Grey and Mayday Parker, this casting update may lend credence to either being true. If Sink is playing either of those characters in Spider-Man Brand New Day, it would be quite appropriate that she's then looped into Secret Wars. The next two Avengers movies are going to heavily involve mutants with variants from X-Men's franchise set to appear in Avengers Doomsday before presumably returning to Secret Wars. But there's also belief that these films will introduce some of the MCU's main X-Men team that can carry on after a multiversal reset reboot, which I think we kind of touched on a little bit.
yeah.
Um, Sync playing Jean Grey would fit into that idea. Words. She'd potentially become the face of mutants that will headline a new franchise for Marvel Studios. Introducing her in a brand new day before appearing in Secret Wars would give audience plenty of time to get to know this version of Jean before she gains more prominence. Conversely, it'd be a real shock if Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is not in Avengers Secret Wars, regardless of whatever he pops up in Doomsday. This will be the Marvel's chance to reunite the three Spider-Man actors once more, and Sync could make the reunion crossover even bigger if she's Mayday Parker. Okay, so yeah, so you said Madeline Pryor, which is kind of
Yeah,
like a clone of Jean, which is kind of
exactly.
which is funny. Um, I don't know because they did say the Summers is family is going to be a main role in the X-Men saga.
Hmm.
I think it might
So
be too soon to introduce like Mr. Sinister and all that stuff because I I feel like you're gonna have to build the universe from start, especially
you,
newer fans that never watched X-Men '97 or don't know
or
about the
X Men
X-Men
and
like
all,
that.
or at
Yeah.
all, yeah.
Mm.
Let me drinking some coffee.
And I think we did give our lineup as far as like what lineup as far as the X-Men members we're gonna get. But
Yeah, we all agree we don't want Wolverine, but we'll accept it if he's in
yeah,
there.
yeah. But Jean Grey's a good one. Mayday Parker's a good one for her
If
just
they
because of
go
the
with the
fact.
original, if they go with the original five, Angel, Iceman, Beast, Scott, Jean, I'm cool with that.
Mm.
Give us the original classic lineup. I'll be cool with that.
Now, I kind of want to lean more into the Mayday stuff just for the fact I don't know if you probably heard the same rumors that I
Tobey
have about
Maguire
Tobey
is
Maguire being like Loki's like
assistant or bodyguard team
yeah, something
member
like that.
type thing.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's a fun little
working
thing.
with the TVA, working for the TVA, I think.
Yeah, and we don't know from New Way Home what these Spider-Men were doing until they crossed over into the universe. They've been living their lives.
It makes sense for her to be Mayday, especially with the reports of Toby being in Doomsday,
Yeah.
and from I believe I also read he was wearing a CGI suit.
Oh, was
during.
he? I didn't
Yeah,
see that.
he was wearing a CGI suit. Um, so we could get a different iteration of Spidey
Hmm.
working. Could we get Venom Spidey and it's Toby being Venom, the alien symbiote,
You
bringing
just
back
brought
the
up a good
symbiote?
point. There is that symbiote still around. So
You know,
I
the
I will
symbiote.
I will say like they are in a good spot right now as far as what they could do. Like I know it was a little rocky up to this point. I'm still like 50-50 on the RDJ stuff as Doom, but we'll see how the movie plays out.
I have no problem with that.
Brand New Day leads up into Doomsday, and then going forward. But they have a chance right now to do something really, hit after hit, especially
I've said it. They've started to right the ship
yeah,
with Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts. Yeah, I agree.
They started to right the ship. I saw Fantastic Four. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's just for them. It didn't make the money that they wanted, so to them it's a failure.
I'm,
But to us, the quality was back of how we wanted the Marvel movies and
yeah,
projects to be.
and it felt like a standalone, which was
Yeah,
also
yeah,
nice.
exactly,
It
exactly.
felt like
I'm
a true
glad you brought
standalone.
that up. Yes,
It
because
felt like a standalone
it
film.
it has been a while in the MCU film where we don't have anything associated to the grander universe of the MCU,
Yep.
which was
And
nice.
that, and we're gonna see it now play out in Doomsday.
Yeah, and I'm just curious of how this multiversal stuff is going to play a part, especially with Sadie Sink playing Jean Grey or Mayday or whatever it is.
Ever, yeah.
Um, it's just interesting that it was like I think yesterday, the day before that she was announced that she was going to be in Secret War. So I was like,
Yeah, yesterday.
okay, so yeah, it
Yesterday.
was recent. So I was like, okay, this
Yeah.
is going to be interesting as far as what they do with this character if she is Jean Grey or Mayday.
If she's Jean Grey, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I have no issue with her as an actor.
How weird would it be if she's in the Brand New Day and she calls Tom Holland dad? Just because of the implication. And we don't know either as far what's gonna be happening with Ned or MJ or what's gonna happen with Tom
Well,
Holland Spider Man.
Ned, I still have penciled Hobgoblin.
I Yeah, since we don't actually have a Goblin in this universe,
Ned's going to become
we
the Hobgoblin.
maybe just throwing it out there. He finds some leftover stuff
That,
that
yep.
Norman left behind somewhere. Yeah.
I'm thinking of it. You and I are on the same wavelength, my friend. Yes.
Hmm. Or if they are gonna reboot this universe, who's to say they won't introduce a Norman Osborn or a Harry? Because
Yeah.
in this universe, in No Way Home, Osborn said, I don't. He basically doesn't exist in that universe.
Yeah.
So I'm I'm interested in seeing what Sadie Sink is gonna be playing because I think she's an underrated actress. If I'm being
I,
honest,
I think she's a really good actress.
you could tell she's already over Stranger Things. She's like, I want to get the fuck out of here already.
Oh, yeah, dude, for sure.
She's like, I got a better career than all these people.
Just like Joe Quinn.
Yeah, it's crazy to think
He
about.
look
Out of
after
everybody that
Stranger
came out of
Things. I seen
Stranger
him
Things,
two movies after that. A Quiet Place
A
could be
Quiet
the
Place and
origins
Fantastic Four.
and Fantastic Four, and he's been in other stuff, I'm sure, but that's what I know of.
I'm not the hugest Millie Bobby Brown fan. I don't watch her stuff like that. I thought she was okay in King of the Monsters.
Oh,
Um,
okay, yeah,
and I think she was in the sequel with Mechagodzilla. So I didn't think
yeah.
she was bad in those movies. It's just I don't know.
No.
I don't really, she's not
Finn,
one of those
Finn
actresses.
hasn't done bad for himself with
I
his
know,
movies.
I know he's a musician as well, too, though. So
Yeah,
he kind of dabbles in both realms. As also Joe Keery as well. He's also in a band as well. So he kind of has like these things in between that he could do.
I want to be in a universe. I want to see a universe crossover between Joe Keery and
Oh, 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 oh,
fucking
oh,
the guy
oh.
from Parks and Rec, John Ralphio, the guy who does the voice of Sonic.
I, I was thinking of something else. I was like, oh, Netflix and I mean Stranger Things and DC characters, huh?
Ooh,
You can make a comic if that happens. I'm just saying.
who would you
Continue the
have?
story.
Who would you have crossover?
The thing is, I love Batman. I love him so much, but
I wouldn't pick
it
Batman. It wouldn't be
need,
that. I'm
needs a
picking somebody
break.
from the Justice League Dark,
Yeah, I was gonna say like somebody from that type of universe, but
like Constantine.
yeah,
Constantine would be the best one, to be honest with you.
I agree. But
Or Doctor Fate.
ooh, ooh,
Speaking of Doctor Fate, did you hear what Pierce Brosnan said about Doctor Fate?
I hope he does eventually make a
That
return.
he's heard that Doctor Fate is going to be in Man of Tomorrow for DC, and he wants to play that role again. He was, you and I agree, he
Best
was
part
the
of Black
best part
Adam.
of Black Adam. You know,
If I'm being honest, if Doctor Fate wasn't in that movie, it wouldn't be as good. and and the fact that they nerfed his ass. So any anyways, but like I said, Sadie Sink, she's probably like out of the whole Stranger Things cast, like has the most
Res-
prominent future besides Joseph Quinn because he was like a later addition.
yeah, he
Sadie
came.
Sink's been
She was
since
two.
like season 2. Yeah,
She's been there 2 seasons. Quinn was in one. She was in the
yeah.
season before, and this past season. I think she might make an appearance in this new season as a flashback because she was part of the cast
Mm.
of the red carpet and all that stuff for the premiere and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
So,
She was.
so I wouldn't be surprised if she is in there again as a
Oops,
flashback
I
scene.
did not. Why did that happen? This computer has a mind of its own, apparently.
Yeah, so I guess that's segueing us into our next topic.
Well, the computer was like, "All right, guys, talk about this now." But anyways, if you guys don't know, the first image for Legend of Zelda movie came out yesterday or sometime this week,
Yeah, earlier this
and
week.
I'm the biggest Legend of Zelda fan here in this channel, so this looks more like up the alley of the Switch game Breath of the Wild, which and when they announced this movie, and I don't know if you know much about Legend of Zelda, but there's time travel,
Oh, only
interdimensional
I
travels.
only played 1 and 2.
Okay, so yeah, this is one of
The original 8-bit one and the Super Nintendo one.
I played the first one a little bit. I know Legend of
No,
Zelda 2
three.
was the Adventure of Link. Was that the second one?
I
I
think,
know that
yeah.
I know that one was
Link's
difficult.
Adventure. Link's
Link's
Adventure.
Adventure, but I'm just curious as far as how they're gonna do this story because um those of you that don't know about Legend of Zelda, Zelda, Link, and Ganondorf always get reincarnated every so few centuries or whatever it is because of some curse that the original Ganon, or I forgot the original bad guy in Skyward Sword, before he got defeated by Zelda and Link, he basically put a curse on all three of them for them to be reincarnated over time, over time, over time, over time. So it's a continuous battle over centuries and decades and lineage and stuff like that. And there's a point in the story where the timelines branch, and there's like two different timelines. So I'm just curious of how contained they're gonna keep this movie, and the aspects of time travel, interdimensional travel, masks that transform you. They're like, there's so many things that they could do, and the fact that they're filming in the same location where they filmed Lord of the Rings and Hobbit, I'm sign me the f up. And
Um,
there's really not that many fantasy movies as of right now that I could think of that are coming out.
mm, Highlander,
Yeah, I'd count that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sci-fi fantasy, Highlander, Master of the Universe.
Yo, oh, damn, all that's coming out next year, huh?
Not much. There, I named two titles already for you.
No, the thing is, I forgot Masters of the Universe was coming out next year. It's just one of
Yeah,
those things that you see images and you completely forget about it, and you're like, oh, that's right, it's coming out next year.
not me. I'm still on the pulse of that film. I'm waiting to the reveal of fucking the IP killer, not The Rock, the other one, Jared Leto.
But uh, but I'm excited for this movie, and I don't know who I talked to about this, but who's to say they can't eventually build the Super Smash Brothers movie? I don't,
What?
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
Animated, fine, not live action.
Well, the only reason I bring it up is because in Sonic, he has the rings that he could travel to different worlds. That's the only way I could think of that actually possibly
Happen.
happening. There's like a crossover, but you haven't watched the Detective Pikachu movie, right?
I have
Okay, so Ty's the only one that hasn't seen it, but
once. I saw it
okay,
once.
okay.
It was one of
So
those nights I just couldn't sleep. I'm like,
we
I
we
gotta
got
watch.
we got three characters as of right now in Smash Brothers. Mario, actually you got a bunch from the Super Mario movie, but it's like you know what I
Yeah,
mean. You know what I mean. Sonic, Mario, Luigi, and Mario and his friends. Legend of Zelda, Link and Zelda right here.
mm,
Pikachu's, they already did the Detective Pikachu, and that was one of those. I was like, okay, they did the Pokemon designs really well in this movie, and
they
I
did.
was I was
They did.
really impressed.
They did. I was like, they look good. Even
I,
the ape ones. What are
the Apoms, yeah.
the ape ones? They looked great.
Um,
They looked better than Monster Hunter.
I haven't seen it, so I can't speak on it. But I know you and Crazy were like, oh, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, it
Um,
it
but
was bad.
speaking of other talking animals, I think this is our last topic of the day. As of I think, let me see. Yeah,
Save the best for last.
yeah. Because I know you might get a little
Hot,
little hot.
the hot under the collar.
Yeah, it has been confirmed that Paramount is rebooting the live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to try to go the Sonic route, and because of that, they canceled the R-rated Last Ronin movie. So I'm gonna let you take over. How do you feel about this?
I'm pissed. I was looking so forward to Last Run, and that's probably one of the best turtle stories ever. Uh, I'm not gonna spoil it, but three of the turtles are dead. One's living, and he's out to defeat the Foot Clan yet again. Um, I was looking so forward to that because, like I said, it's such a good story. You want to reboot the Turtles? Reboot it. Let this be like Batman, Joker, Elseworld shit. This is in the future. This is
Yeah,
after everything that's happened. Still do it. People will get it if they're smart enough, but you can still do both Last Ronin and reboot the Turtles.
and the funny thing is too, the original run of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, people don't know, is like very violent.
Oh, yeah, the original Kevin Eastman layer black and white comics? Yes, they were great. And they had some crossovers in there too. You had Yosagi Yojimbo, the Bunny Rabbit Samurai. He
Mm,
was from another comic company and crossed over into Turtles. Mobius, I forgot the little like pig looking dude. He crossed over with them,
mm.
I believe, at one point. So there's been a lot of crossovers with Turtles and doing different stuff. I want a Last Ronin film, and apparently there's a petition online. I saw there's a petition to bring back Last Ronin. I'm signing it.
Well, I know they're also making a video game too, right?
Ah,
I could have sworn I heard they were working on a Last Ronin video game.
I get it.
Now, me as a kid of the '90s, I grew up with the Turtles, but I wasn't a huge fan of the Bay ones. I forgot.
Neither was
Wait,
Alan Richardson.
there was three live action Ninja
The
Turtles, right?
original run was three. The
Okay.
original were three. And
Yeah.
then they did a couple computer CGI movies.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
They did a couple CGI movies, and then they rebooted it with Michael Bay with the
True.
first one, and then Out of the Shadows.
Okay.
They only did two of those live actions, but they did have
And
a live action TV show where they
did they?
introduced yeah, they had a live action TV show, and they introduced Venus de Milo, the female turtle, which nobody likes to talk about.
Let me ask
Do
you
you know it
which
exists?
I think I probably know the answer to this, but which cartoon of the turtles is your favorite?
The OG.
I kind of figured. I'm a fan of the OG since I grew up on that, but there's also I forgot which one it is.
There was one on Nickelodeon that made them all pretty
Yeah,
buff
yeah, I think
that I
it's that
like.
one. Yeah, that one.
That one I with them being all skinny and all that, I didn't care for them. Like, no, man.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Like they're all like lanky and all shit. Yeah, like, dude, are they eating pizza or what?
Did you like the recent animated movie that came out?
The one
Rise
that was
Demons
like
to
almost,
Fly.
yeah, it was okay. It was okay.
I I know people are like split on that. Like some people like it, some people didn't like it.
It was
I
okay.
enjoyed it for what it was. It wasn't
Yeah.
the turtles that I'm accustomed to, but I feel like in that one they gave
It
him a
was
little bit.
it was be- it was better than the Michael Bay shit we got.
Yeah, and I feel like in that animated one they gave him more personality than they did in the other ones.
Yep.
Because I think Donnie is like a huge anime fan, and like in certain images in the movie, you'll see him wearing like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure shirt or like mention like anime stuff. I'm like, okay, I like that. Each turtle has a distinct personality. Like I
Who's
like
your
that.
turtle?
Uh, Leo and Ralph.
Leo and Ralph.
Yeah. There's
Mikey.
something about Ralph that I'm like, yeah, that's a badass motherfucker right there.
Oh, he is a badass. Mikey though.
Especially his crash out in the live action.
And he crashes out in all the movies though.
Yeah, he
Which,
does. He does. But that
which
one, that one just in particular because it's used for reels. I mean, I think that's two, right? Or
I
one.
think so. I
It's
think
been a while. It's been a while
it's
since
been
I've
a
seen
while.
those movies. Go baby, go baby, go.
That's two. Secret of the Ninja Rap is Turtles 2 because that's
Yeah,
Super Shredder with
yeah.
Kevin Nash as Super Shredder.
No, sir, you mean Chet Lemon. Speaking of Chet Lemon and Kevin Nash, we are gonna do some wrestling videos for you guys on this channel. We have top 10 tag teams as far as right now lined up. We do have a follow-up as far as top factions. We're gonna limit that one to 5 because there's like so many factions to choose from. It's gonna be
Yeah.
difficult. I think that's it as far as we have to talk about for today.
Yeah. We're good,
Um,
I think. Covered all our topics.
yeah, if you guys want us to like react to anything, let us know in the comments. Live.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of what else. I know for sure we'll talk next week as far as what's going on with the bids, and I'm sure I don't know because usually around this time it's kind of slow as far as movie news.
Yeah. The
It
holidays kick in and
yeah, but
everything
hey,
gets.
you never know. In this business, a news a tidbit might just drop and it just explodes the whole internet and just
Yeah.
everybody's talking about it. Oh,
Yep.
that's right. We're supposed to be getting the Avengers trailer next month, so we'll
And I
definitely
heard it's
do a reaction for that.
it's half a minute long, 30 seconds long.
That's it.
Yeah. It's a tease.
Hmm. Okay, that's fine with me, I guess. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Not sure as far as what's going on with the channel as of right now. We are pumping content out for you guys. Just give us some time. Try to get stuff back together for you guys. Get the ball rolling again.
Yep.
Me and Lyskin will probably do a live whenever he's off again. We are gonna I am gonna do a live spoiler discussion for Wicked, the sequel that came out this week. There's another movie that came out this week that I want to react to. Oh, Rental Family with Brandon Fraser. I wanted to watch that. It looks like a fun movie. Also, if you guys are new here, welcome. I don't know how you guys made it this far into the video. But you guys know who we are. I'm Buggity Newgate. This is Light Skin Daywalker, and as always, you know how we end this stream here. Let me see. Where is it? And
bow bow.
Oh,
Oh, day bow bow.
wow.
Ooh,
yeah.
day bow bow. Day bow bow. Day bow bow.